Okay, so all of these horizontal pieces are going to be connected to the side pieces with pocket screws. So I'm going to do 2 per side. So what I need to do is mark them so that I can drill the proper holes with this pocket screw jig from Craig, and they'll all be the same, even though nobody will really see them unless they get on their knees and look up. So anyway, I made a little jig, so I'll be able to make them all the same, and I'm just marking them. This is the top piece, which has the rabbit. And I'll do that with all of these, and then we'll get to actually drilling it. Okay, now we need to plan out where the shelves are going to go. The top shelf, which will go below the actual top of the bookcase itself, starts there. This is a typical 9x6 hardcover. It's actually a little bit over 9 and a little bit over 6, which is good. I don't want to have too much space here, because that'll mean more dust. So if I just do that there, and give me that space, and then do that there, and give me that space, and give me one more there, give me that space. I don't know if you can see this really well, but that leaves me with this much extra, which is good, because when I put the shelf in, that'll leave me enough for what you call a kick plate, a little bit above the floor, so that you won't have a book so close to the actual floor that the bookcase is sitting on, unless you do a very terrible looking bookcase. So that's really what we're going to do. We're going to map them out. So I'm going to need 1, 2, 3, which is good, because guess what? I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which leaves me with some extra wood to make some more shelves somewhere else. Editing that last comment, which made no sense. Okay, which means I've got 1 for the top, then 1 shelf, which is 2, 3, 4, and then the bottom shelf, which is 5. So I need 5 of these, so let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, guess what? Good planning there. We're ready to go. Okay, when I did the actual measurements out, I found myself left with this much of the kick plate. The book will sit here, and there'll be that much, which is fine. At least it's off the floor, and visually it will look perfect. So all I have to do now is transfer these measurements to the other side, so that when I assemble the bookcase, the shelves will be level, and we can start the rough assembly of the carcass. Furnace is on. Sorry for the background noise. I'm marking this top edge so that when I assemble this like this, I'll be able to line up the shelf pieces correctly. And this will all be covered by the pine front frame. These pieces are going to be cut to width for the center braces. I'm going to make them about an inch, maybe less, more narrow than the actual shelf. That's simply a design choice. I think it'll look better if these are pushed in a little bit rather than flush with the outer edge of the shelves. So these are all just extra pieces that I had anyway, so I figure I might as well make use of them. This will also ensure that over time, if there's any chance that the shelves might bow down like that through the weight of the books, or just because of humidity or whatever, that it won't happen because these will be in place. Okay, with the laundry going in the background, let me tell you what the plan is. You can see I've already just set up the carcass with no glue, no fasteners, just to get a general idea of what's going on, and also to get some accurate measurements for the backing panel, which is going to square everything up once it's installed. What I'm also going to do, part of that, is I am going to cut the pine facing pieces. It's going to be 3/4 by 3/4, and I'm going to start installing that on these bracing pieces as well as the shelf pieces, just to get that done prior to assembly. It'll make it easier for me when I finally get to actually putting everything together and installing the vertical pieces. So first I'm going to measure this to get it accurate, to make this the perfect width. It's already the perfect height. And then I'm going to take this apart and I'm going to rip some of the facing stock, the 3/4 by 3/4 stock, and get that ready. Okay, all of the major pieces have been faced with the pine. And now it's time to do these, which are the center braces that'll go down the middle. These don't need to have such a thick piece of pine, so I'm using this strip from some previous job to get it done. The way I'm going to do it is I just cut it rough, and then I take it over to the circular sander and I square it off. Well, I was going to use my 10-inch RIKON bandsaw until I remembered what was in the name of the tool. 10-inch. It has a 10-inch throat, and these are pieces that are over 11 inches. So we are over here, a little bit of overkill, but it'll get the job done. I'm just going to glue these on. I'm not going to use pin nails or anything. I don't know if it's easy to see with this glare, but what I'm doing is I'm measuring, this is the bottom of the shelves, and I'm measuring a center line at 12 inches, and then I'm measuring out 2 inches and then 5.5 inches out from the back edge. This is where I'm going to be drilling holes so that when I attach the center brace, it's going to be held in place with glue plus 2 screws. So I'm going to end up making a series, I don't know if you can see, a series of T's. There's 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I'll end up with 4 shelf and brace T-shaped parts, which will then at the very end be screwed in at the bottom of the lowest shelf, as well as below the actual top shelf, the shelf that's going to be the top of the bookshelf, that's going to be extended out. It's going to have lips on the sides and the front. And I'll be able to screw through the bottom top shelf up into it to hold it in place. Hopefully that made sense.